Hey guys, Jeremiah with Steps Pressure Washing and More. We are going to be taking a quick look at our upgraded trailer today. We have been riding around with a 5x8 for the past 4 years. When I got that trailer, I had nothing but floor space. I had almost no equipment. I really had, my pressure washer. I had a 5-gallon bucket for a mix tank, and I had some hoses, and that was really it. So over the past 4 years, we keep getting more and more and more equipment, and less and less and less of that equipment can go in the 5x8, and more of it ends up going into the back of my truck. As well, we were kind of maxing out on the weight capacity now with a buffer tank. So I'm going to turn you around real quick. I'm going to show you what we've upgraded to and a little bit about the process. So kind of going to go a little bit of an overview and then kind of a start to finish on what this is doing. So I'll turn you around real quick and then we'll go over also plans for the future on this. All right, so here we are. This is our 6.4 by 14, and this has nothing but floor space, just like the first one we got. And this is going to give us a lot of room to not just kind of operate in, but also to expand and eventually, hopefully, run out of room once more. So right over here, one of the biggest things that I wanted to do, I wanted to increase our capacity. So each of these are rated for 3,500 pounds, and I have it has brakes on it as well. So we're hoping to keep this whole operation under 4,000 to 5,000 pounds so that we're not overloading these axles at all, and it can go for a very, very long time. Alright, so right over here we have our hose reel mount. This was mounted on our 5x8, but this was really just bolted down into the metal mesh flooring. Well, my first impression on this is, oh wow, this doesn't wobble at all. And it is super, super sturdy with those 2x4s bolted onto the, or 2x10 down on the bottom. So the water is going to come in right here. And then I do have the Flexilla plumbed through the cox reel, but then I have a 3/4 inch tubing that comes down. It goes across, and of course I forgot to do this before installing our toolbox, so it kind of goes around the toolbox. I have these, I think they're called pipe straps, and that is just really screwed down with some self-tapping screws to keep this from wobbling all over the place. And this just kind of travels along the side of the trailer leading over to our buffer tank. We are using a 50-gallon buffer tank. It is a vertical tank because we are gravity feeding still. And down here at the bottom we have our DN20s T-valve and a inline water filter. Very short hose right here. This is recommended to do as short of a hose as possible when you are gravity feeding, so that's why we set this up exactly the way we did. It goes in here. This is our 4 gallon per minute 4,000 psi Pressure Pro, and it has a Kohler Command Pro 14 horsepower engine. This is the one we started with back in 2020. It is still going strong. In fact, I just ordered another maintenance kit for it, so we're going to be giving it a little bit of an overhaul to keep it running strong. I have our unloader, downstream injector. Downstream injector, we did have to get a longer tube. That leads over to a 1/2 inch piece of PVC pipe with just part of the shell of a filter still on there, and that it just keeps the PVC pipe on the line. Then we have our bypass line right here. It gets fed back up into the top of our vertical tank. As well, I have a dump valve, or what is essentially being used as a dump valve, that is now kind of like a hand washing station or a bucket filling station coming off the side here, but I cut it just short enough that where it would just kind of hang out there on the side. We have our 35-gallon leg tank, and this is used as our mix tank. You can actually see, I'm going to get you around here onto the other side of the trailer. We did get our first bleach stain on our brand new trailer, and this was the first night before I installed any of the eye bolts This was actually a leaking bulkhead fitting. When I moved it off of the 5x8 trailer, I guess I dislodged the seal and it wouldn't go back. It was I think a 3-year-old tank, maybe 2-year-old tank. So the bulkhead fitting seal probably needed to be replaced anyway. So it just made sense to go ahead and do that while we were rebuilding, so we didn't have to worry about too much more of this leaking out. We did treat all of the wood with a boiled linseed oil, so that hopefully will improve the longevity of it, because it's going to be getting a lot of chemicals on it. It's going to be getting a lot of wear and tear, and hopefully garage kept. I do have to make a little bit of room in the garage, but there is a lot of beautiful wood on here that I want to make sure that we keep looking nice. Alright, so that is the kind of blow by blow on this. If you guys have any questions about anything I did here, just let me know down in the comments, and I'm going to go on a little bit of my future plans for this. So I'm really, one of the biggest things I wanted to do when upgrading was I wanted to be able to do a 8 gallon per minute upgrade. So going from the 4 to an 8, we're going to need a bigger tank. With a bigger tank, I'm going to need a higher weight capacity on a trailer. So I'm going to be putting a large buffer tank here. I'm thinking an IBC tote. I keep seeing a lot of people kind of poo-poo on the IBC totes and say you should do a leg tank instead. And I really can't find any reason why not to do an IBC tote. So I'm planning currently on an IBC tote. If you guys know why people do the leg tanks over IBCs, let me know in the comments below as well, because I would really, really like some feedback on that. But right now the plan is to do an IBC tote here, and then add an 8 gallon per minute pressure washer right here as well. Another plan I would like to have is a couple of toolboxes on the other side, so that I can carry more of my equipment on the trailer and have it not have to get loaded and unloaded in the truck. As well, back here on the back gate, I want to put a string trimmer rack, and that is to hold the surface cleaner, and it's lockable, so that would be ideal, so I wouldn't have to worry about that just sitting out on the trailer. As well, on the opposite side of this gate, I really want to do a large aluminum sign, and that is hopefully going to make this a rolling billboard. So that is my plan for the near future. I'd say within the next 12 months I want to make all of that happen, and I'm sure along the way that plan is going to change, and we're going to get some equipment on here that I wasn't planning on, but hopefully this will work out in our best interest to where we can expand by next spring, and hopefully have someone be able to join me on days where it is just pressure washing and not just when I'm doing gutter cleaning, getting help with that. And you might not be able to tell it by the tone of my voice, but I'm actually extremely excited about this change, and this is an upgrade that I think we're going to be able to move into the future with. And I really am very, very hopeful that this is going to improve not just the, I guess, longevity of my equipment, but hopefully it is going to be to where we can grow as a company into this trailer. As a company, we really have grown out of the 5x8. This is not, I guess, a beginner size. If you ask me, I think that a beginner size 5x8 is more than enough. And as long as you are okay with upgrading after your business dictates it. I really wanted to buy the 4 gallon or the 8 gallon per minute pressure washer first. Just unfortunately, having a 50 gallon buffer tank is not going to do enough, in my opinion, to warrant having the 8 gallon per minute machine. I think I would have to keep stopping too much to make it actually where you were saving time. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of build from the ground up, have the 14 foot trailer ready to go, have the brakes on your trailer ready to go, and just, I mean, I can work off of this with my 4 gallon per minute machine. I can work off of this having a lot of floor space. The only difference is when I am ready to upgrade over to that 8 gallon per minute machine, all I have to do is buy it and put it on. And as well as, of course, have that buffer tank and, you know, probably some extra inlet lines that are a little bit bigger than my 5/8. But anyway, that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys gained a little bit of knowledge. If you are looking on building your own trailer, I hope you got a little bit of inspiration. I've done a little bit of work with this already, just around the property here, and just to make sure everything worked right. And so far, it's pretty intuitive. I really did try to keep everything on the operator's side that I would need. So really, I'm going to have that left side be, you know, mostly storage if I have my preference, and it's really going to be something that I hopefully won't have to touch anything on the left side. On an average job, just go around, use everything here off of the right, and go from there. All right, well, thanks for watching, and y'all be safe out there.